Hey everyone, it's Julia. Welcome back to Julia's Story Time. This week we're peeling back the curtain on some of the strangest and most unexpected superstitions from around the world. Why do people avoid doing the most random things for fear of cosmic chaos? Trust me, the explanations are as outrageous as they are fascinating. Stick around, you won't believe what's coming next. Okay, let's start with a wild one for you today. In China, there's this insane superstition that you're not allowed to cut your nails at night. Yeah, I know, it totally ruins your me time, right? You're sitting there trimming your nails, and in the universe's eyes, you might as well be sending out a big, "Come on in, ghosties, I've got sharp objects and an empty house." It's all tied up in the whole yin and yang thing. You know, that ancient Chinese philosophy? Yeah, that's the reason you're about to ruin your nail game forever. Basically, yin and yang explain the balance of everything in the universe. Think of it like when you're out in the sun, feeling all good and warm. That's your yang energy. But after a while, you need some shade to cool down, right? That's your yin energy. Too much of one and you're totally unbalanced. Just like you can't have a pizza without some ranch, or you can't have a party without at least one weird uncle who steals your snacks. Now nighttime? Yeah, that's when all the yin energy kicks in. It's dark, it's cold, and guess what else? It's ghost time. That's when they're having their happy hour. And your body? Well, honey, in Chinese culture, your body is the hotel for your soul. Your nails are considered a part of the hotel for your soul, and cutting them is thought to weaken the protection that keeps your soul safe and whole. Now, the consequences. They're high. Apparently, cutting your nails at night could also mean you won't get to see your parents for the last time. Like, what? In ancient times, they used to cut off dead people's nails to cleanse them, like they're getting a spiritual manicure. So, cutting your nails at night, it's basically connected to death rituals. If that's not the worst "you had one job" situation, I don't know what is. And if that's not wild enough, there are stories where if you don't dispose of your nail clippings properly, rats will eat them. Yeah, rats. They'll eat your nails and then, brace yourselves, they'll turn into fake people. Yes, fake people. They look just like you, act like you, and guess what? Your friends and family won't even notice. One minute, you're chilling on the couch, and the next, your rat twin is out there chatting up your friends like nothing happened. It's like a rat is living your life while you're stuck in limbo. Honestly, I just wanted to clip my nails in peace, but now I've got ghosts, rats pretending to be me, and a whole underworld situation I never asked for. What a time to be alive. At this point, I'll just start painting my nails instead. Less scary, more glam. But no, wait, that's also dangerous in some cultures, isn't it? Maybe I should just go to bed and avoid all the bad juju. Alright, if ghosts sneaking into your house because of a manicure isn't enough for you, let's hop over to Mexico. In Mexico, if you break a mirror, you're not just shattering glass, you're basically shattering your entire future. 7 years of bad luck. 7. Like, if you've ever accidentally dropped a mirror, congratulations, your entire next decade is cursed. Well, this superstition traces its roots back to the Renaissance. Back then, people thought mirrors weren't just for checking your hair or admiring your outfit. Oh no, they were windows to the soul. Yeah, no pressure, right? You're looking into this piece of glass and suddenly your entire existence is at risk. Mirrors back in the day were super fancy, super expensive. We're talking finely crafted, luxurious items, only owned by the rich. They were like the original status symbol, but they also had this mysterious power. If you broke one, it wasn't just a broken reflection. Oh no, it was like your soul was fractured, and everything good in your life, like your spirit, your vitality, your energy, was about to go straight to hell. When the Spanish colonized Mexico, they brought this lovely piece of folklore along with them. Hey, let's give them the bad news about mirrors too. And boy did it catch on. Now in Mexico, breaking a mirror doesn't just affect you. It's like opening the floodgates to a wave of bad luck that can hit your entire household, community, and even your soul. So, what happens after you break a mirror? Well, some families in Mexico, particularly during major holidays or family gatherings, take it very seriously. Once they break a mirror, they immediately light candles, burn incense, and pray to banish the bad luck. And while this superstition has definitely been diluted in some parts of the world, it's still alive and well in certain Mexican communities. Over 80% of Mexicans still believe in this. Yup, that's a pretty solid statistic. It's passed down from generation to generation, with the older folks always telling the younger ones, "Don't break the mirror or your life is over, kid." Talk about keeping things dramatic. So here's another fun fact. In some places, even the act of looking into a broken mirror is seen as a bad omen. It's like your soul is in danger of being, stolen, taken away. Like the moment you see your own broken reflection, it's like the universe is shaking its head going, yeah, that's it. No more good fortune for you, buddy. Next time you're in Mexico and you break a mirror, don't be surprised if the whole neighborhood comes together for a 7-year-long exorcism. But really, who even needs mirrors anyway? Just let me look at my reflection on my phone screen and hope it's working out okay. Alright, speaking of strange traditions, let's hop over to India, where left-handed people are basically seen as rebels. And when I say rebels, I mean you're committing a crime against culture, just by using your left hand. I'm not even talking about the usual stuff like picking your nose, although don't do that with either hand, please. I'm talking about giving someone a gift or even eating food with it. Yep, apparently, if you hand someone a gift with your left hand, it's like sending a wedding invite on a napkin. It's that level of disrespect. But why, you ask? Well, the story's as old as time, or at least as old as tradition itself. You see, the left hand in Indian culture has a little, reputation. Let's just say, it's not invited to the fancy dinner parties. Back in the day, when hygiene wasn't exactly the best, the left hand was the go-to hand for cleaning. Well, we're not talking about your dishes, and because of that lovely little association, the left hand became synonymous with unclean. Now add religion into the mix, because of course, why wouldn't we? In India, especially with the major religions like Hinduism and Islam, there are very specific rules about how you're supposed to do everything. Worship, prayer, offering food to gods. You're supposed to use your right hand to show respect and purity, because apparently, if you use your left hand, you're just insulting all the gods like it's no big deal. Can you imagine? Like, hey, God, here's some fruit but I can't promise it's completely clean, while handing it over with your left hand? Not cool. And here's where it gets even more interesting and kind of hilarious. There's actually a real-life story about a man from India who took this left-hand taboo to such extremes. He literally spent his whole life with his left hand raised in the air to avoid using it. His name was K.S.R. Annamalai from Tamil Nadu, and due to the intense cultural pressure, he never used his left hand for anything, not even for casual daily tasks. Instead, he kept his left arm raised for almost 60 years. Think about it. Every day, his left arm was just up in the air, completely useless, but totally symbolic of his commitment to tradition. So, naturally, this cultural stigma carried on into the world of left-handed people. Left-handed people in India were pressured to switch hands, like being forced to change how you eat, how you gesture, and even how you write. Fortunately today, things are different. In more modern urban areas, left-handedness is now seen as just a quirky part of human diversity, and people are more accepting of left-handed individuals. Alright, here's a fun one from Thailand. You know how we all love to cut our hair when we get a little too bored at night? Well, in Thailand, that's a big mistake. In Thailand, cutting your hair at night is a big no. Why? Well, it all goes back to their strong Buddhist influences. Just like in traditional Chinese culture, nighttime is considered the period of yin, the negative energy. Buddhists believe that night is when the ghosts, spirits, and ancestors are most active. The night and hair are both sacred. Hair, according to Thai beliefs, is tied to your soul. It's more than just a bunch of dead cells growing on your head. It symbolizes your life force and spiritual power. So when you cut your hair, especially at night, you're messing with that energy. Not a great idea, right? Want a quiet, low-stress business? Start a salon in Thailand. You don't have to work in the evenings. The ghosts will be thanking you for not disturbing their midnight activities. Just joking. Now with modernization, Thailand's hair salons aren't restricted by this superstition anymore. In big cities, the salons stay open all night, snipping away like there's no tomorrow. But here's the catch. Traditional families and the older generation still hold on to this belief. They won't cut their hair in the evening, especially before big events like weddings or funerals, when things need to be spiritually aligned. According to a folk survey in Thailand, over 40% of families still follow this tradition. So, next time you're in Thailand and you're thinking about getting that midnight trim, just remember, the only thing worse than a bad haircut is having a ghost mess with your freshly chopped locks. Stick to the daylight, save your soul, and maybe leave the scissors alone when the sun goes down. Now, while Thailand is worried about haunted haircuts, Norway has its own bread-based crisis. In Norway, flipping your bread upside down isn't just a minor faux pas, it's like daring the universe to send bad vibes your way. Bread holds a sacred place in Norwegian culture, almost as if it's the glue holding society together. Bread's symbolism has deep roots in Christianity. In the Bible, Jesus called himself the bread of life, so it's considered a holy and life-sustaining gift. But here's the question: why is Norway so particular about this when other Christian countries aren't flipping out over flipped bread? The answer lies in Norway's history and geography. Unlike the fertile farmlands of other Christian nations, Norway's harsh climate made agriculture a challenge. Bread, often made from precious grains that farmers struggled to grow, symbolised survival in a way that was uniquely Norwegian. During Norway's long cold winters, bread wasn't just food, it was life insurance. Communities depended on their stockpiles to make it through the harsh months, so flipping bread upside down, that was like saying, who needs survival anyway? Even today, about 70% of Norwegians will tell you that flipping bread is a no-go, especially during festive or ceremonial times. So, if you're ever at a dinner in Norway, resist the urge to flip that bread. From bread to rice, Japan is here to remind us that even our meals can't escape superstition. In Japan, placing your chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice is one of the quickest ways to raise eyebrows at the dinner table. Why? Because that's exactly how food is offered to the dead during funerals. Imagine casually doing it during dinner. It's like turning your meal into a séance and sending your dinner guests into a quiet panic. This practice goes way back to Buddhist funeral rituals, particularly during the Obon festival, a time dedicated to honouring ancestors. Placing chopsticks upright in rice is a gesture of respect, symbolising the connection between the living and the deceased. It mirrors the way incense sticks are placed in an incense holder during Buddhist funeral rituals. In Buddhist tradition, lighting incense and placing it upright in a holder is a deeply symbolic act, representing prayer and respect. The rising smoke is believed to carry prayers to the spiritual world, offering peace to the departed souls. The rice, being a sacred and essential food in Japanese culture, serves as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. According to a study by the Japan Cultural Research Institute, about 75% of Japanese people still adhere to this custom during family meals. Even in restaurants or cultural activities, staff might gently remind foreign visitors not to stick chopsticks into rice, not to scold them, but to share the cultural significance behind the gesture. It's a way to pass on Japan's rich traditions while ensuring everyone at the table avoids unintentionally hosting a funeral for the main course. And finally, let's head over to Scotland, where moving house while pregnant is a surefire way to summon evil spirits. Or so they say. In Scotland, particularly in the Highlands, there's a long-standing belief that pregnant women should never move houses. Why? Well, according to this superstition, moving while pregnant could upset the delicate balance of your soul and invite evil spirits into your life. This belief finds its roots in the deep connection that traditional Scottish homes, often stone or mud-built cottages, had with the land. In Celtic culture, the land wasn't just a place to live, it was seen as a source of ancestral protection. Families believed that their ancestors' spirits safeguarded both the household and its future generations. A pregnant woman, seen as especially vulnerable along with her unborn child, was thought to be at greater risk from disturbances to this balance. Moving away from ancestral land was seen as breaking that spiritual connection. In an age where medical knowledge was limited, such superstitions offered a way to explain and manage the risks of pregnancy. Despite the modernisation of Scottish society, this taboo hasn't entirely disappeared. In some traditional families, especially those with strong ties to their cultural roots or deep religious beliefs, the idea still lingers. Interestingly, a 2019 cultural survey in rural Scotland found that about 40% of respondents had heard of this superstition, and a smaller percentage admitted they would still avoid moving house during pregnancy. For many, the tradition is less about belief in evil spirits and more about respecting the wisdom of ancestors and preserving cultural identity. So, while most young Scots today are packing their boxes and hiring movers without a second thought, you might still find a grandmother reminding everyone to stay put during pregnancy. After all, why risk it when staying put might just keep the ghosts and the moving day chaos at bay? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, turns out the world is full of wild superstitions. What do you think? Which one of these is the wildest to you? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you're cutting your nails tonight or flipping your bread, don't say I didn't warn you. Like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay curious, stay superstitious, and keep avoiding bad luck in all its forms. Bye.